Yeah, no, let me just touch on the odds real quick for Gio. I was a little shocked that I saw Bivol, as a favorite. It's for me, like I get it, they're gonna be close, so I'm not mad at that it's kind of close, but that you have Bivol as a favorite against a guy that has 100% knockout ratio. I had my theories. I think people don't know, and I will say the bookie don't know enough about Beterbiev to make an educated, kind of point spread. So that's my theory. I think more people know Beeble based off that Canelo win, based off that name recognition, than they know Beterbiev. So I don't agree necessarily with the odds, but if I had to pick a favorite, I would think Beterbiev just based off. I know he's older, but just based off the knockout ratio, you can't discount that. So I was a little shocked by that, and I know we'll talk about it. Some of our polls that we have up, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little surprised.
I wasn't really because I've been looking at the polls too. I've been looking at the comments and we'll get into the C words, Chris. We'll get into the C words, all right? Not at the moment. Let's get into the undercard for now. This is a little weird. I think I'm still a little confused by this, but the undercard is on the zone. The main fight is on ESPN Plus. So I'll go ahead and repeat that. The undercard is on the zone. The main fight, the main event is on ESPN Plus. Now, I'm so glad Shakur dropped out, Chris. First of all, nobody wanted to watch him fight, especially versus that opponent. Who was it? Joe Cordina, I believe. Who cares? It's not important. But that fight was going to be on pay-per-view, the zone pay-per-view. So it was going to make it even more confusing. You're going to have to change between three channels, quote unquote. But that one's eliminated. Good. Undercard, the zone. Main event, ESPN Plus. Obviously, top rank ESPN works with Beterbiev. So I'm sure they had a hand in that. Bivol works with the zone. But look, here is the card. Sky Nicholson. That's a championship fight versus Raven Chapman. Ben Whitaker versus Liam Cameron. That's the gentleman that Anthony Sims Jr. kept calling out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so look, I feel bad because a lot of these times I don't even know these guys' names. Like I've seen him fight before. He's the guy who does all the theatrics and the taunting. I don't even know that was his name, to be honest. I got to get better at names, but he's on the undercard. Jai Opataya versus Jack Massey. Couple titles there on the line. Fabio Worley versus Fraser Clark. Never heard of any of them. This is for the British heavyweight title. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Camille Sharameta. Um, well, not many thoughts on that. That's a middleweight bout. And then, of course, Arthur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol for all the belts at 175.
yeah. Again, there's some good names in there. There's some recognizable names. Nothing crazy, nothing out of this world. But Apatow, Sky Nicholson. There's some names that some fan favorites there that people want to keep an eye on. But not gonna lie, Joe, this is one of those where I'm like, I don't even care who's on that undercard. Like they could put the cab driver with somebody they found like down the street. Like I don't care. The only thing that matters is that main event, and I will pay for it to watch it. Like this is the one that, like you said, Joe, it's a can't miss event. This one is pinning, the first undisputed title in that division in I don't know how many years, 20 years, something like that. So again, these are the two very best, undefeated, both with an aura to them. I'm sure these guys know each other from the amateurs. Knowing that guy, I'm gonna have to face him one day. They have a history. They might not admit it or talk about it because they're both very quiet, reserved, disciplined fighters, but they know this moment was gonna come. And again, shout out to Turkey. Uh, without him, I don't think this fight gets made. We talked about the whole marinating. I think they would have if it wasn't for Turkey, this fight gets made 3, 4 years from now, if it got made. So the fact that we got it, man, it's a blessing. I'm sure everybody is canceling whatever plans they had on Saturday because a true boxing fan is gonna see this fight.
100%. And man, I think to me, before we get into you guys' predictions on the live chat, unfortunately, man, I think this is a fight a year too late, Chris. not even a year, maybe 6 months too late. You know, when the fight was first announced, the fight was supposed to happen June 1st, I believe was the official date. Obviously, Beterbiev got that meniscus tear injury, and to me, man, that kind of throws everything off. We don't know what type of Beterbiev we're gonna get. He's 39 years old already. We don't know if that was enough time to recover. Um, as Big Bro said, man, sometimes the bookies be knowing stuff, man. What if he does age overnight? You know, that's my biggest concern. You know, I'm gonna be straight up. If the fight would have happened June 1st, I think Beterbiev wins by KO. And I don't even think the fight would have been that close. Um, I think boxing skills underrated just because he has the 20 wins, 20 KOs. I think people think he's just a Deontay Wilder, right? But man, this guy has skills and he has power and he has a chin and he has heart and he has 3 belts. So I think everything was in his favor. I think with that injury, obviously that's a concern. The age is a concern. As Anthony Sims Jr. mentioned last week, the ring size. What is it going to be? A small ring? Is it going to be a big ring? Obviously, if you're Beterbiev, if you want a smaller ring, but there's so many things right now that are going to be at play, and so many things that can affect the final outcome. And we're going to get into all of them, Chris, because some people were mentioning obviously Beterbiev's age. Somebody mentioned Dimitri Bivol's wife or ex-wife. Like, there's so many things that are going on right now that's the only thing that's making my prediction flip-flop a little bit, not necessarily on who's going to win, but how they're going to win. So, but let's just clarify and go back to the screen before we get into that. Here is what they're saying. The time is going to be, obviously the fight is in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Saturday. Start time, it says 11 a.m. Pacific time. Main event 3 p.m. Pacific time. All right, and you see there how to watch the Zone or ESPN Plus. So yeah, I don't know what you want to get started with. There's so much to unfold here.
I say let's give our predictions, Gio, and then
Oh man.
you tell why you think he's gonna win, and we'll dissect it from there, man. Let's go.
All right. KE Boomerang says, yeah, let me read this.
I think I know who you're gonna pick, but I mean, I might be
All
wrong.
right,
But
all right.
let's go.
You never know. You never know in boxing. KE Boomerang says the meniscus was trimmed, not a complete operation. 2-3 weeks after the operations, he did mountain bike. Yeah, and I've been trying to watch all his videos. I'm trying to analyze Chris. I'm trying to see what's up with that knee. Because look, let me tell you this, man. If we get another Sergio Martinez situation against Miguel Cotto, man, I'm gonna damn near cry, Chris. I almost cried during that fight. I still can't watch the highlights or the replays. Um, you know, we were big Sergio Martinez fans. That's probably uh, maybe top 2 favorite fighters of all time. Man, when he got stopped against Cotto and he went in there injured, he had the extra long shorts and the knee braces, and he couldn't even stand in that ring. Man, it was sad to see, but he got a bag, so you couldn't really be mad at him. You know, I think that's also the last boxing bet that I ever placed, man. What was that, like 2014, 15? Now that's how much it broke my heart. But man, I hope we don't get that situation here in this fight.